Dear friends, welcome back to Civil Conclave presentations. Today we are going to discuss about how to calculate the rolling margin in the reinforcement and reduces wastages in this project. This is the most vital discussions we are going to have it, as reinforcement will cost you around about 25 to 28% in the project cost. If you know how to calculate the rolling margin and how to control your project, you will save a substantial amount of your construction cost. Let us go to the presentation. How to do rolling margin, achieve less wastages and proudly do reconciliations. Rolling margin in a reinforcement steel is a percentage of deviation in sectional weight of a reinforcement steel allowable as per IS codes. Reinforcement steel is extruded from a mold which is made for a particular size. Example 8 mm dia, 10 mm dia, etc. When the mold is brand new, the sectional weight of the steel extruded through the mold would exact as per IS standard of lower than that, that is 0.395 kgs per running meter or a lesser. Mold gets little bigger after certain period of a time or after certain quantity of production has been completed. Now same 8 mm dia bars extruded from the same mold will have more weight per meter, say 0.400 kgs per meter instead of 0.395 as per IS code. That is more mass per meter length is required for the same length. This deviation of the weight is defined in IS codes different dia, which is as under. Allowable deviation in rolling margin in reinforcement steel as per IS 1786 for a batch is as follows: 8 mm to 10 mm plus or minus 7%, 12 mm to 16 mm plus or minus 5%, 20 mm and above is plus or minus 3%. Rolling margin is calculated as under. Total weight of the bar, that is the dia wise, divided by the total running meter of a bars is equal to actual weight of the bar. What I mean to say, total weight of the bar when you weigh in the tonnages and divided by the total length of the bar will give the actual weight of the bars. Compare sectional weight with the standard IS weight. Rolling will give you the rolling margin. Length of one rod from each diameter is to be measured and returned in the stock register. Weight of rods vary from the standard weight. Calculating the weight of the steel based on the sample unit weight is necessary to avoid manipulation by the supplier. The actual weight of the steel is required for the periodical reconciliation of the steel. Say for example, 100 MT of 16 mm bars of Fe 500 has to be procured. Assume the weight of the bar is received is 1.63 kg per running meter. The total weight of the steel is received 1 ton, that is 100 tons. So standard weight of the steel is 1.58 kg per running meter. So length of the steel is received 1 lakh divided by 1.63 is equal to 61,349 running meter. But the length of the steel as per the standard weight will be 1 lakh divided by 1.5 will be 63.291 running meter. So loss of a weight 1.63 minus 1.58 divided by 1.58 is equal to 3.16%. This is the rolling margin of that particular steel. Weight computed by measurement and standard weight 61,349 into 1.58 is equal to 96,932 kgs. Loss of weight 1 lakh minus 96,932 will be 3067.50 kg. See, this is the way the reinforcement has been tied, the image has been here. Wastage of steel is a big factor at any construction site. Many do reconciliation of the steel received and used in project, but fail to show the wastages of the quantity physically, and keeping on thinking where the wastage has steel gone, and based on assumption make following statements. Steel may have gotten stolen from the site, contractor thrown outside or in the plinth, no records provided from the site to use for extra steel, and so on. See, this is the image of the reinforcement steel. You may aware that the tolerance of the mass of the steel is given IS 1786. If you refer IS 1786 and go to the class number 7.2.2, table number 2, you will find the following. For up and including 10 mm dia bar, it allows plus or minus 7% deviation from the standard weight. For over 10 mm, it allows plus or minus 5% deviation. For above 16 mm dia, it allows plus or minus 3% deviation. What it means? Example, receive 12 mm dia bar, lot at site, and if I cut a bar for a 1 meter length and measure it, it should be IS 0.888 kgs as per the IS codes. But if I find it, the weight is 0.932 kgs, is it acceptable? Yes. The rebar lot is acceptable as per IS 1786 and you can't reject it. Manufactured production of steel within the tolerance limit as specified in IS 1786. Here in this example, steel is overweight by 5% and is within the tolerance limit specified by IS 1786. If you receive a overweight steel from the supplier and is blindly accepted, you lost your wastage percentage limit at the time when you accepted such a lot, and this steel becomes unaccounted. You can't even justify where your steel gone, and you can only make above statement which I written at the start of this project. If allowable wastage is 3% and my steel is overweight by 3%, then I need to order more steel to complete the work, as you are going to make wastages during cutting of steel due to standard length of the bar from which you cut the steel. This is unavoidable unless you buy a pre-cut length bar of your desired length. This is the primary waste cost without really wasting. See, this is the reinforcement bundles which we are receiving at the site. How you can control it? Buy a steel from a primary steel manufacturer. It is manufactured near to accurate standard weight or slightly underweight. In primary steel also, some manufacturer like RINL, you may also end up buying overweight steel. If you buy a secondary re-rolled steel, the weight of the steel depends on the quality of the manufacturer, and in most cases you will end up in buying overweight steel. Do you mean I should not buy a secondary steel? No, not at all. You should prefer primary steel, and in both the cases you should check the weight in the steel received at site. How can I control the overweight issues? 1786 never says you should follow tolerances given for mass strictly, unless it is otherwise agreed between the vendor and the purchaser. This means if you specify the manufacturer, I will only accept the steel if it is within the tolerance limit which is stated by us. Then he is bound to supply you as per specification provided by you, and if it not at the limit, you can reject a lot of steel received at the construction of the project. People who understand it can make miracle and value addition to the company. How can I specify them the tolerance limits? I can specify them by adding into the purchase order, which I provide them doing supply. Example, this is a purely an example. You can use your mind during specifying your requirement. You can use it, but you should know what you are doing. Class in purchase order. We accept reinforcement steel as per below tolerance limit specified by us, and you are bound to supply material as per this only. For up and including 10 mm dia bar, plus or minus 7%, minus 7% and plus 2%. For over 10 mm and including 16 mm, minus 5% and plus is 2%. For above 16 mm bar, minus is 3% and plus is 1%. Material received beyond overweight tolerance limit will be debited. I mean to say debited to your same account of weight. Material below underweight limit will be rejected. What these classes exactly do? To ensure no wastage occurs when you receive a steel at your project, as manufacturer will tend to produce steel in limit which are more flexible, that he will try to produce underweight, so we will achieve at least a standard weight and never goes to overweight side. Above thing is called engineering. We should use engineering or such a points to keep a project going on without need of extra spending. So now we will not make above statement return at the start of the post and knows exactly where my steel is going. To be more accurate on this, engineer should prepare a rolling margin sheet which convert all sheets theoretically to the exact weights and help in reconciliation of the steel. It's again a big topic, so we'll discuss in another post. Other factors of wastages in the reinforcement steel: rebar cutting and bending gang. Have you wondered why some fitter keep on making stirrups ringing? If you look at it closely, you will find that fitter makes rings without any calculation on how much required and what will happen if I make a more stirrups is required. Steel is free, so it does not make him to worry. He is only concerned with how much he made base he get paid. Same with other fitters also. They keep on cutting the bars without thinking of wastages. So this is an example of how the wastage has been happening at the site. Reinforcement bars should be cut and bent only in quantity specified as per the bar bending schedule. So to achieve the only specified bars has been given to the contractor for doing a work, and each day reconciliation of the same to be done, providing him the next number of the bars required for the next day work. If you had ever taken a round on the project site and observed it, I am not saying, just simply visiting, keeping in my mind at home, you will find cut of steel bars, rings, etc. will be abundant everywhere around the building on each floor. Even though the work is going on 5th floor, you may find a lot of stirrups and cut bars lying in all floors and even not stick properly. See, this is the status of how the wastage has been occurring at the site. When bell rang from the top, all of a sudden everyone get on toss to clean the floors, and then these bar stirrups are collected and thrown into place like it is a waste. No one goes to the stake to do sorting and using it. This happens for 2 to 3 days when you use is hot. Later all goes wastages and we scrap it off. Why steel bars even everywhere when work is going on only one floor? You only see and do not observe. If we make observation, you will not have a scrap at your project at all. See here I am showing you how the scraps are being collected and all around the site, and nobody bothers to collect and use. Thank you for watching this presentation. Kindly subscribe, like and share, which will motivate me for a further good presentation. In case of any queries, do not hesitate to write to me. The response shall be at the earliest. You can contact me at civilconclave@gmail.com or at my Telegram group, Civil Conclave Telegram group. The link has been provided as below. Once again, thank you for watching this presentation. Kindly subscribe, like, share, spread the news to your friend circle and a contractor circle so that it will help them also and also help me also. Thank you once again for watching this presentation.